What's cracking, everybody? Welcome to the party. Today is Tuesday, February 24th, 2025, 26. Oh my God. This is episode 1075, I think. Hold on, let me take care of this really quickly. I don't have the chat up right now, chat. So this is Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. If you're looking to stay current on the top cyber news stories of the day while having fun, education, being entertained, and hanging out with one of the coolest communities on the block, well, then you're in the right place, my friend, because this is Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, coming to you live from the Buffer Auger Flow studio. We're going to have chat on here in just 1 second, and then you will be part of the show, too, if you can imagine that. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. Look at that cooking up there. Guys, do me a favor. Get your coffee, get comfortable, and get ready to have a wonderful Tuesday morning with the Simply Cyber community. Let's cook. Yo, what's up? Hold on. Ooh, let me get this. You know, we got show sponsors. They got to have their logos on the screen. There we go. Look at these guys straight up making it happen. Guys, good morning. I'm super excited for this Tuesday and Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. 1,075 episodes in a row. Sometimes I don't let it fully sink in of how wild it is to do 1,000 shows in a row. But here we are. And I got to tell you, it's all definitely because of you. I show up every day, but without you guys, you know, I don't know what we'd be doing here. James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet with a squad membership. Wahoo! Sounds like Mario. 38 months and loving every minute of it. What an amazing community, an amazing leader, and hosts like Jerry. Team SC, coffee cup cheers. Coffee cup cheers to you, James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. Guys, I want you to know we're going to go through 8 stories. We'll talk a little quieter for Space Tacos since she's in lurker mode. Eric R. Stratton, good to see you, bud. What's cracking, locking with you? Hey, listen, guys, if you didn't know, we're going to go through 8 stories. I don't research or prep for any of them. I repeat, I do not research or prep.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
For any of them, and that's what's up. We're going to do this live. You know what I mean? Keeping it real. It's 8:03 where I am in the low country. Wherever you are, good morning. We do have an international community, so some people in Australia are staying up late. Some people on the left coast, Sierra, Real Bilbo, Elliot Mattice, Phil Stafford, it's dark where they are. Getting up early to be part of the live. Genuinely appreciate it. I know it's not easy to be consistent, believe me, and I appreciate it. If today's your first episode, you picked a good one. Welcome to the party, pal. We love asking anyone who's here for the first time, whether you're here the first time live. Fleet is posting the third.
Straight cash, homie.
Wrong button.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. Thank you, Fleet is posting the third. If you're one of the folks who just picked up a squad membership from Fleet is posting the third, do jump into that emote tray and use the Oprah emote. It's the way that we say thank you in community here on Simply Cyber. Thanks, Fleet. It's very kind of you. Hope you're well, dude. If you're here for the first time, whether you just stumbled into us, a friend told you, maybe you were scanning, doom scrolling the interwebs and this popped up in your feed. Maybe you listen to the audio only podcast and you're here live for the first time on video. Drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer in chat. We love welcoming our first timers and letting them know that they are welcome here. No stupid questions, no inclusivity, no gatekeeping. It's literally, are you about, like literally, here's the application to be part of Simply Cyber. Question 1, are you all about good times? If yes, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
If no, you're not all about good times, well then, I'm sure there's a community for you somewhere. But, so hashtag first timer in chat. We will play a special sound effect. The squad members will rain emotes down on you in the most loving way possible. Every episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including this one, is worth half a CPE. CPEs are good for days. Continuing professional education credits. Jim Wales. Hell yeah, dude. Good to see you, Jim Wales. If Tom Bishop is creeping around, Tom Bishop, hope you're well. If you're listening. Oh my God. Somebody told me that they're like a lurker. Gary Sturgiadis. Gary is listening in the car, I believe. Gary, good to see you. Love myself, Gary. All right, hey guys, every episode's half a CP, so say what's up in chat. You appear right above me on the stream. Grab a screenshot to include today's title of the show, which would be today's date and unique identifier 1075. File it away in a folder on your desktop. Once a year, count up the files and divide by 2. That is a simple way to get CPEs. I know there's a little bit of math involved, but with AI these days, you can just ask AI to cut it in half. You know what I'm saying? Every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is sponsored because without the sponsors, I can't bring this show to you. My wife and myself, it would be considered, I don't know, completely reckless to just be like, I'm going to quit my job and just scream in a shed in the backyard, and we'll figure out how to pay our bills. So thank you to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring this show to you. I also stand by these sponsors, big fan. Starting with anti-siphon training, I know AB is doing the cyber fundamentals. We'll take a look at that really quickly. Cybersecurity fundamentals. Anti-siphon training brings high-quality, cutting-edge cyber education to everyone, regardless of financial position. And right now, this week, they're doing cybersecurity foundations. This already kicked off. Yesterday was day 1 of 4. Today is day 2 of 4. If you are attending John Strand's Cyber Foundations course, please let us know in chat. And if you are, I hope you're getting good value from it. Let me tell you about this Wednesday. You want to learn about red teaming with AI? Oh my, say what? AI is hot. And honestly, guys, I'm going to start leaning into AI security content for my produced videos that drop every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely check those out. But you guys, I interviewed you yesterday. You said you wanted more AI security stuff. I will be doing that. But hey, don't wait until I start making the content. You can get OWASP LLM Top 10, which would include prompt injection, which is probably the #1 attack that you should be mindful of when it comes to AI. So if you want to learn red teaming, and honestly, this is valuable for defenders and just practitioners in general, since this is so new. This is a free 1-hour training. My recommendation, register for it and then decide to go at time of. All right, obviously. Do want to say shout out to Flare and Flare Academy. If you go to simplycyber.io/Flare, simplycyber.io/Flare, you will be presented this webpage February 25th, tomorrow from 11 to 1 p.m., 2 hours. You got 2 hours of free instructor-led content. Now, let me tell you why you'd want to consider going to this. And by the way, it's simplycyber.io/Flare. Let me tell you why you'd want to go to this. CTFs, or Capture the Flags, happen at every cyber conference just about, and they're a great way to network. They're a great way to, kind of test your skills, learn new tools, and have fun. But they are very intimidating. A lot of people shy away from doing CTFs because they have imposter syndrome. This 2-hour seminar, there is a CTF that was done in November of 2025 by Flare. Now Flare is bringing that CTF back on a Rails experience, meaning they will present the challenge and then an instructor will walk you through actually achieving the solution, which means you get practical instructor-led skills and you learn tools. This is an absolute banger of an opportunity. I'm telling you right now, if you have the 2 hours, you're going to learn IDA, Ghidra, Binwalk. You're going to be learning, like looking at code, reversing firmwares and stuff. Like, this is fun, educational, and I guarantee you, like, the best part is you're not going to get overwhelmed by like, oh, how do I use this tool? Like, there will be an instructor there to tell you what to do. Definitely check this out. simplycyber.io/Flare. Also want to say shout out to Material Security. Material sponsoring the month of February here at Simply Cyber. Cloud workspace security is hard. Email security alone stops phishing at the perimeter, but that's not enough, right? Today's threats target email, files, and accounts. Identity is the new perimeter, I want to remind everybody. Across your entire workspace, Material protects Google Workspace and Microsoft 365 by providing holistic visibility and automated remediation across your cloud environment And it goes beyond phishing protection to detect and protect sensitive data, monitor account threats, and respond to risks across your workspace. Material uses the advanced AI detections, automates user report triaging, and delivers flexible one-click remediation for email, file, and account issues. I'm telling you, best of all, it scales your traditional security without scaling your team, so you don't need additional headcount. Protect your entire workspace for the cost of traditional email security. Learn more at simplycyber.io/material. I want to remind everybody, today is Tuesday, so at the mid-roll, we're going to be doing Tidbits Tuesday. You may secretly be picking up on the fact that I am doing all of the sponsor reads at the beginning, which means the mid-roll might have a special song. I don't know. Let's hear quickly from ThreatLocker. Next week, I will be at Zero Trust World. That's just less than a week away. We'll be doing the show live from the we'll be doing the show live from the Zero Trust World floor. I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days. James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet will be there. Oh my God. Is my computer frozen? Hello? All right. I guess I'm not frozen anymore. James McQuiggan, Real Bilbo, Kimberly Can Fix It, Kathy Chambers, and many more will be at the show live. You guys are going to have a great experience. I'm excited about it. Let's hear quickly from ThreatLocker, and then I'm going to melt your face. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. All right, looks like Real Kyle will be there also. Just also as a fun fact, want to let everybody know I'm trying out something. Because RSA is coming around, I've decided to go with my RSA look. The collared shirt with the zippy vest. Now, it doesn't say Patagonia, but, this is just like a Spirit Halloween RSA costume. So that's what I'm doing here, if you're wondering why the heck I'm wearing this thing. All right, let's cook, baby. Oh, hold on. I need everybody to do me a favor. Sit back, relax, and just let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over you and you and you in an awesome wave. First timers, drop a hashtag first timer. Let's cook.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. I'm Sarah Lane. 140,000 affected by U.S. healthcare breach. Nearly 140,000 people were affected by a data breach tied to South Carolina-based vCore Scientific, now rebranded as Vanta Diagnostics, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The Everest ransomware group claimed responsibility for the incident, but the breach appears to have originated at Catalyst RCM, a revenue cycle management provider that detected compromised credentials in its file management system. Exposed data included names, dates of birth, payment card details, medical information, and health insurance information. Data.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is wild, man. So this is a third-party risk. Well, there's a lot to it. Okay. So this is Everest ransomware, who is becoming more and more, I'm hearing more and more about Everest ransomware. So number one, they're beginning to elevate in my threat modeling as something to be mindful of. Number two, this is a healthcare ransomware attack. I told you guys yesterday, I'll tell you tomorrow. And I know Bruce and Hacks and Elliot Mattice are tickling my chin here, talking about, oh, he hasn't talked about MFA or identity as the perimeter, data is the gold. But listen, you know what? If you repeat it enough times, it sinks in as like a fact. Healthcare and manufacturing are the top two industries that are going to get slapped in the face when it comes to ransomware. So if you're a publishing company, you're not immune to ransomware. If you make, I don't know, if you're a B2B, fintech company, you're not immune to ransomware. But if you're in healthcare and manufacturing, you better believe that you are driving or you're walking down a dark alley in a rough city. You like there's a much higher elevated risk of getting slapped. Now, this is definitely a third-party risk. Just ignore the fact that it's called Vanta Diagnostics. I will do everything in my power not to go Red Hulk just by association. If you know, you know. What I want to tell you guys is the following. Like, dude, ransomware happens every day, and I'm not downplaying it, but like, I could bet you money. I'll put $100 down that there will be a ransomware attack tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, and that's easy money. Like, nobody's going to take that bet. Like, even FanDuel's not going to take that bet. Okay. Maybe we do a 4-way parlay with ransomware and its data exfil under is 12 gigs of data. Freaking gambling. So anyways, the real story here is understanding for those who work in healthcare. You already know this, but for those who don't, healthcare is incredibly entangled in the way that it delivers services. So they mentioned that this company is a molecular diagnostic company. And you might be like, okay, molecular diagnostic, that sounds fine, right? That's not touching patients. Well, the thing is, when healthcare companies call in for labs, the labs get routed to specialized companies that do the labs, and the results come back, and they have to communicate with each other and put it into the electronic medical record. And then there's billing and insurance, and they mentioned rev cycle or revenue cycle. This is the entire thing around cash flow and running the hospital operations and making sure that all the things are billed. If you've ever been part of not a baby, if you've ever been part of a baby, no, like, I don't have a lot of experience of going to the hospital. Like I've been very fortunate never to been truly sick, but my wife and I have 2 children. So like we've gone through the delivery thing process twice. Right. And, there's like the anesthesiologist, there's the main OBGYN, there's like other nurses and staff running around. You might have a specialized neonatal practitioner if baby's having some issues and they know about it. So when baby comes out, so like all of those people get billed differently, and there's like the different payments and different, all that stuff, dude, it's wicked complicated. So if there's ever been a, industry that really leans hard into, third party and having multiple entities involved, it's healthcare. And I know it's like super cool nowadays to use SaaS products for third party everything, but like healthcare is the OG in that space. So when one of them gets hit, it can have a ripple effect against all of them, which is why it makes it difficult to manage this risk, because there's no way ever you're going to be able to go to the business at a hospital and be like, hey guys, Vicar Scientific, that molecular diagnostic company, I just don't feel that their security is up to snuff. We're going to have to move on. They're going to look at you and say, move on what? From you? Yeah, we agree. See ya. Or excuse me, they'll be like, see ya. Right? So, this is, if anything, get some cyber insurance and do tabletop exercises with assumed breach and then start from there, because this is really difficult to reconcile. The one good thing is it was only, sounds crazy, it was only 139,000 victims. Of course, they'll have to show up on HHS's OCR's Wall of Shame. That's Health and Human Services Office of Civil Rights Wall of Shame. I'll show that to you guys really quickly. It's called the Breach Portal, but it's lovingly referred to as the Wall of Shame. Where is the breach? Bruh, come on. All right, so here's the breach portal. I'll drop a link in chat. This is fun, like quote unquote fun to kind of look at. HIPAA cases under investigation, and then archive means that they've already been adjudicated, and you're dealing with like messaging people. Everyone that appears on this table is more than 500 patients involved. And dude, like Oregon, Coquel Wellness Center, February 3rd, 2026 got hacked. So 2 weeks ago, 500 records, right? Baltimore City Health Department, Bay Area Community Health, Elliot Mattice, Phil Stafford, get some of that, 9,900 records. So this breach portal's fine. Back in 2014, like being on this portal was like, being SMU in the 80s, getting a death sentence from NCAA football. Like if you were on this list, it was like, oh my God, we are going to go in the can with this. Squirrel how do we sign up for points for watching Simply Cyber podcast? Just say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, include the date and title, which is in the title of the episode with the unique identifier, file it away. It's a piece of evidence. Just submit your CPEs, and then once a year, if you are audited, you will have all the screenshots to support it. Look at this. Bosch Choice Welfare, 55,000 records. Central Jersey doing 88,000. I'm sure there's a Texas one in here that's huge. Hold on. Texas doesn't do anything small, so let's see. Come on. West Texas Oral Facial, only 11,000 records. You can do better than that. Texas. OBGYN, 2,100 records. So anyways, this breach portal is a real thing. Worth looking at. Yeah. Also, good point. It's not called points. They're called continuing professional education credits. Maybe we should start a scoreboard here. That'd be fun.
Advocates warn against replicating humans. Data protection authorities from 61 countries, including many across Europe, also Canada, South Korea, the UAE, Mexico, Argentina, and Peru, are warning generative AI companies to prevent systems from creating realistic images or videos of identifiable people without consent. This follows backlash over the Grok chatbot generating millions of nudified images of real individuals. The regulators want safeguards against non-consensual intimate imagery, defamatory content, cyberbullying, and child exploitation. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer also announced plans to require platforms to remove non-consensual intimate images within 48 hours or face fines of up to 10% of global revenue. Shy?
All right. 10% of global revenue? I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I get it. That's a very strong way to curb behavior. I don't know if you can fine people like that much on global revenue. But guys, here's the deal. Two things. One, AI is off the chain, right? As far like, dude, you could take a picture of anyone and say, take the clothes off this person, and it will do it. Grok is, I know some people like Grok. Grok seems borderline like unhinged. I'm not going to get into politics and different parties and stuff like that, but the fact that it can do it and do it so well is disturbing. I'm almost positive in the United States, like deep faking, well, I mean, mostly women, but like there was a rash there where you could have adult film and then like splice someone's face onto a female actress. Like early on, there was like a Taylor Swift one, there was a Daisy Ridley one, and I'm sure it's only gotten better. And there were protections put in place to curb this, either making it illegal or like the major adult streaming, I don't even know what you call them, but the websites that people go to watch that kind of content we're not hosting that type of stuff. So this has been a thing people know about, and now you can just ask people to take it with a query, which is problematic because now it can be, you don't need a ton of footage of like a celebrity to be able to do this. It could be a picture of like your mom, right? Just, okay, there you go. Your mom. Now, let's make it personal. So I appreciate that these legal bodies are trying to put in protections. 61 countries published a statement. It says global data protection, 61 countries. I think there's like 200 countries in the world, so not quite a quarter of them. I definitely think it gets deplorable with when kids get involved. Of course, we're dealing with this current, situation that I am super glad is getting absolutely uncovered and continues to be investigated with this creep guy who, may or may not have unalived himself. And, Andrew over there in the UK. But anyways, here's what I want to tell everyone about this. We do need to put protections in place. This is one of those ones where government is trying to move at the speed of AI, but still AI is moving so much faster. We're going to get into a situation where, let's use X for example. X has millions and millions and millions of users. This Grok is on X and has the ability to do this, and they're giving people 48 hours to remove it. So if I say, hey, Grok, take the clothes off of this person, and it posts, and it's one of like 100 million tweets that happened that hour, I'm just saying, like, the actual operation of implementing this is quite challenging. And then, like, if all of a sudden a country's like, oh, you missed your 48-hour thing, like, you're fined 10% of global revenue. Let me just really quickly, Twitter global revenue 2025. So X generated $2.26 billion in revenue in 2025. Also, just fun fact, like, way to go. Because Twitter is one of those like darlings that was like burning money forever. So what they're suggesting is that if you don't pull a picture down in 48 hours, you owe whoever this global body is $200 million. That's what they're suggesting. Do you really think any CEO is going to be like, all right, let me just cut a check here? So we'll see how this goes. There's a long distance between regulated policy and global posturing, but I hope it happens. Just as a quick side note around generative AI and people replicating real people, on a whim yesterday, I do happen to have a trademark lawyer, and I contacted him and asked him if I could trademark my voice and my likeness, right? So, because James McQuiggan and others have made deep fakes of me and they look quite real. So I was wondering if you could trademark my likeness, right? Because the last thing I want is some company deep faking me and have all of a sudden I'm the spokesperson for Vanta. Oh, right. So that wouldn't be okay. Guess what? You cannot do that. You cannot trademark your likeness. You can trademark like Matthew McConaughey trademarked all right. You could trademark that crap, but you can't trademark yourself. Facts.
Hulud, like worm, targets developers. Researchers at Socket uncovered a supply chain worm dubbed sandworm_mode, spreading through at least 19 malicious NPM packages published under 2 aliases. It uses typo squatting to mimic popular Node.js and AI development tools, executing hidden multi-stage payloads that steal developer and CI credentials, crypto keys, and API tokens. It also targets AI coding assistants by injecting rogue MCP servers into tools like Claude Desktop, Cursor, and VS Code Continue, harvesting secrets from local environments. NPM, GitHub, and Cloudflare have removed the malicious infrastructure, and affected developers are advised to rotate credentials and audit repositories and CI workflows.
All right. So this is looking for AI related secrets like API keys, any type of, anything that basically your AI is going to have access to. And, they're using NPM packages, to basically poison them. So NPM, is like public libraries, these packages. I want to say, what is NPM? Is it node packages? I don't want to install global. I just want a friggin' NPM. Hold on one second. I always like to spell out the acronyms. Yeah, Node.js packages, okay? JavaScript development, all the things, all right? So a lot of people use it, very popular. Threat actors are aware of this. So threat actors are putting malicious NPM code in there. They're using typo squatting techniques. Typo squatting is a classic technique where it looks like what you think it would be. So like the package is called Beautiful Soup, and they swap the O and the U in soup. So it says Beautiful Soup, but you look quickly, you're not paying attention, and you download it accidentally thinking it's Beautiful Soup, and it's Beautiful Soup, thinking it's chase.com, and it's CHA, like the A with the 2 dots above it, .com, right? This is typo squatting. And they're trying to steal credentials and crypto keys from AI tools. Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously the goal here is to steal, ultimately they can steal your, use your tokens and your credits to grind their own AI tools. They can get additional secrets if you've put in API keys to like your AWS infrastructure, or you've put in private keys for authenticating to SSH infrastructure, or just authenticating to anything in general using certificates, that could get in there. They're using malicious MCP servers. So MCPs allow you to kind of, I guess, compartmentalize and modularize functionality and skills for these AI tools into other solutions. So like basically, instead of telling your AI to go scrape Google, you can just connect into a Google MCP. It's like an API, or application programming interface, for your AI tools to be able to get extended functionality. And that's what's up. So number one, be careful. Whether it's MCP, whether it's NPM, like this story is saying, or it is anything, the OpenClaw skills are super murky. I would not be downloading OpenClaw skills without doing a full investigation into them. This is a hot situation up in here. And I want to tell everyone too, like I've been doing a lot of work lately with Claude Code and with OpenClaw and messing around with them. And yeah, man, it's like there's a lot of power there, and threat actors are well aware of it. So this worm-like code is definitely something to be mindful of. It is targeting developers. Of course, my Aunt Dorothea is not downloading an NPM package. So, educate your engineering folks, your IT folks, your R&D folks, like basically anyone that's really going to be like screwing around with a integrated development environment and IDE, anyone trying to vibe code and cursor, like those people, holler at them and be like, yo, just, kind of be careful. Don't tell them not to do anything, because they're going to do it anyways and they'll stop listening. But just tell them, you might want to be careful what you're doing in there, right? There was something else I was going to tell you. Oh, really quickly. I don't know if you guys know this, but like I'm trying to, well, forget it. I won't even bother telling you guys. You guys don't care.
Suspected anonymous members detained in Spain. Spanish police arrested 4 suspected members of Anonymous Phoenix for allegedly launching DDoS attacks against government ministries, political parties, and public institutions following the deadly 2024 Dana floods, which killed more than 230 people. The group claimed the government was responsible for mishandling the disaster. Authorities seized the group's X, YouTube, and Telegram accounts and said several attacks were successful.
All right. A 4-person team under the moniker Anonymous. Remember, Anonymous is a ideologically motivated hacktivist group of very skilled practitioners. Anonymous's membership has been very fluid over the years. Hence their name Anonymous, like very clever that they made it in such a way that they can swap pieces in and out. They did a distributed denial of service attack, which is, basically blowing something off the internet. In, I guess, 2024. Let's see. The Dana floods. I don't know what the Dana floods are, but let's see here. Oh, we got some perp walk looking film. Very nice. Their denial of service attacks were on government ministries, political parties, public institutions. Okay. Okay. So a natural disaster, effectively, heavy rainfall and storms affected Spain and 230 people died due to intense flooding. Okay. Many Spaniards blamed the government for poor handling of the disaster, so Anonymous took it upon themselves to basically attack Spain. I mean, this is the thing. This is what Anonymous does. It's ideologically motivated. They're pushing back against the system. You know, I don't know personally. I don't know. Like, it was a natural disaster. I mean, I guess this would be like, if you live in the United States, to me, if you're trying to like, for me, I was like, wait a minute, why would they fight this government when there was a rainstorm? My first thought initially goes to Hurricane Helene just a few years ago, where Western North Carolina absolutely got destroyed, like Asheville area. And there was all sorts of, there was a lot of very passionate social media posts around how locals were being stopped from going in and helping people, how people were stranded in that area, how FEMA was not allowing people, the military got involved. Are they covering something up? What's going on? And people were pissed off, right? So to me, I could see like a group like Anonymous or similar ideologically motivated hacktivist group taking action as essentially having some way to lash out at the powers to say, we do not like this. Now, for better or worse, like, I don't, like, here's my thing. Anonymous attacking the government of Spain in reaction to 230 people dying because of floods. Like, I don't know. Like, what was your goal? Like, what, like, Spain isn't going to be like, all right, we're going to bring these 230 people back to life. Like, or were you hoping Spain would apologize? Like, for me, I hate to be so pragmatic and so academic, but like, if you're going to do something, what is the goal? Like, if you're just flipping out for the sake of flipping out, fine, that's your goal. But like, if your goal is to promote change and have some type of impact, like, play it out. Like, I don't know. Anonymous has been around for a long time. They do coordinate on, I guess, Telegram now. I don't know. Anyone can technically be anonymous. That's part of the thing too. So we'll see. They got arrested. They said they were self-proclaimed. So I don't know how much being self-proclaimed anonymous is not evidence that they were involved in this distributed denial of service attack. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Adaptive Security. This episode is brought to you by Adaptive Security, the first security awareness platform built to stop AI-powered social engineering. Today's phishing doesn't just hit inboxes. It can sound like your CFO or look like your CEO on Zoom. AI voices, video, and deepfakes are turning trust into the attack surface. Adaptive fights back with AI-driven risk scoring, deepfake simulations featuring your own executives, and interactive training your team will actually remember. Take a 3-minute tour or request a CEO deepfake demo at adaptivesecurity.com.
I forgot. Someone in chat put the Chief Wiggum emotes. I forgot. Hey, when law enforcement arrests cyber criminals.
Regulators! Mount up.
All right. All right. Hey, if you're watching on replay, you're probably curious why this part isn't in the show. It's because it's been cut out post-production. Hey, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to the sponsors, ThreatLocker, Anti-Siphon, Flare, and Material. It's been a banger of a show. We're doing all right here in my Spirit Halloween Tech CEO costume, getting ready for RSA. But before RSA, I'll be at Zero Trust World next week. Super pumped about that. Guys, every single day of the week has a special segment. And Tuesdays is Tidbits Tuesday. Sometimes I know exactly what I'm going to talk about, but sometimes I don't. I don't know if I've said this one before, but I'm going to share this one with everybody, okay? All right, I'm a huge Costco guy. Love myself some Costco, okay? Love Costco. Now, I bless my wife's heart and my children and my family. I will only go to Costco on Monday evenings. Okay. I've crunched the numbers. I've been to Costco 1,000 times. I'm telling you, the optimal time to go to Costco is Mondays between 6 and 8 p.m. Period. Full stop. You could go Sunday at 10 a.m. when they open. There's a freaking line out the door. You could go Tuesday night right before they close. It's slammed. I don't know what's going on. I mean, obviously it's Costco, so it's awesome. But like, if you're looking for the best time, Mondays, 6 to 8 p.m. We were there last night. I mean, you're not bumping into anyone. You can just casually move as you wish. If you want to like not go with the traditional flow and kind of cut around and double back, no problem. There's no lines at the free sample station, so the kiddos get in there and get what they want. Oh my God. And then at the registers, oh, dude, it is like the Running Man trying to get to a register at Costco any other day of the week. It's basically Mad Max. Like there's probably scenes cut out from the original Mad Max with Mel Gibson where like he gets to the bad guy's base and it's just like Costco checkout lines. And they're all the guys with their football pads and spikes are trying to check out at Costco. It is mayhem. Okay. So if you're a Costco person, holler at you. All right. Let's go ahead and drop to the laws. You know what to do. If you don't know the words, it's la. Just let it wash over you. I'm going to leave myself full screen so you can watch me completely embarrass myself dancing in my tech CEO outfit. All right, you know the words, guys. If you don't know the words, I'll give you a hint. It's la. Just, if you have to, close your eyes and let it wash over you. Oh, it's so good. So good. Oh, so good. So good. All right, guys. We got work to do. Let's finish strong, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. If that wasn't your cup of tea, thank you for allowing us to indulge in that.
RoundCube flaws exploited in attacks. CISA has added 2 recently patched RoundCube webmail flaws, a critical remote code execution bug, and an unauthenticated XSS vulnerability to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, warning they're being actively abused in attacks. Federal agencies have been ordered to patch by March 13th. RoundCube is widely used via cPanel and has more than 46,000 internet-exposed instances. Its vulnerabilities have previously been targeted by cybercrime and Russia state-linked groups.
All right, yeah, RoundCube has had its share of problems in the past. I'll take a somewhat geographical map of the world from Shodan. Hey, Shodan. All these pins are showing where RoundCube is. RoundCube is an email solution that is, got web admin interface, cPanels. In this instance, these are all exposed to the internet. If I had to guess, this is people who deployed it and are not practicing good cyber hygiene. Here's the deal. I said this before. Scan your internet-facing assets, see what technologies you have, and then secure them. If you're running RoundCube, you should know that you're running RoundCube. If you have some shadow IT, meaning unmanaged infrastructure, meaning someone deployed it for whatever reason and you don't know about it, shut it down. Or make them get an exception. Or, put ACLs on your firewall around that IP address, not allowing anything into your network, right?
Fraud investigation reveals Python malware. A fraud investigation.
Obviously, on the RoundCube one, you gotta patch it?
To unauthorized PayPal transfers, uncovered a sophisticated Python-based malware campaign involving obfuscation, disposable infrastructure, and commercial hacking tools. Researchers at SecuInfra found the infection used hidden PowerShell commands to download a fake SBC host executable from infrastructure linked to Tencent, establish persistence, and deploy a concealed Python environment. Memory forensics revealed heavily obfuscated payloads, including XWormRat, HTRAN, and Cobalt Strike Beacon, along with credential theft targeting browser autofill data and crypto wallets. The system was deemed fully compromised, though the initial infection vector remains unknown, with phishing or malicious downloads suspected.
All right, so let's unpack. Python-based malware. So Python is a programming language. It's an interpreted programming language, which means it's not compiled. Just for those who are curious, right? There's different kinds of programming languages. The common ones that you'll see are compiled or assembled, like executables that like exe or .elf on Linux. Those are compiled and assembled. Then there are interpreted. So this is like PowerShell, Python, JavaScript, right? These are ones that like you can read the source code because an interpreter engine takes it in and executes based on what it's interpreting from your source code. There's also other ones that are more obscure, like logic programming and I can't even remember the other ones. I took a class in like a million years ago on all these different things. But Python is very popular in cybersecurity. They're using it to deploy malware. Now let's see what we're looking at here. The victim node is strange black windows. Yeah, so really quick, I mean, anytime, it's almost a joke for cybersecurity professionals. If you see a terminal shell pop up and then something happens and then it closes, pops up, closes, that could be an indicator of compromise. All right, so they had logs. This is another like very subtle fact right here that if you're not paying attention, you may have missed. You'll notice that the first thing that the incident responders did was look at the logs. Logs are vital. If you're not capturing logs, if you suspect something's afoot and you don't have logs, you could take your suspicion in a cup of coffee and move on down the street because that's about as effective as you're going to get. You've got to get logs on these devices. In this instance, the logs revealed repeated PowerShell commands configured to run in hidden mode. That would not be another indicator of compromise. And then file name SVC HOS, which I think might be trying to do a typo squatting of SVC host from IP address. This is another indicator of compromise. You could put this in your SIM logs and look to see if this IP address shows up. Yep, you can see it was trying to mimic the SVC host. The IP addresses, you can associate IP addresses with ASN or autonomous system networks. In this instance, the IP was with ASN 132203, which is ASNs are assigned to areas on the internet. You can't hide your ASN because it's how network traffic happens, right? This one was associated with Tencent in China. Tencent, if I'm not mistaken, is essentially like AWS, right? Alibaba's like Amazon. I'm pretty sure Tencent is like AWS, not Tencent. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I can't even read that. Okay. All right. Yeah. Tencent's a Chinese multinational technology conglomerate. It's basically, and this isn't xenophobia. Like Tencent is like the equivalent of like the bad guy tech oligarch in like any future dystopian movie where like they have like unlimited power and access to everything. Not unlike, Google or Microsoft or Amazon, so we're all clear. Like, I'm not just saying it's because it's Chinese. All right. Because they have IPs or, infrastructure, they're running C2 ops. Okay. So basically here is the deal. There is a piece of malware. It doesn't say how it's getting deployed. If I had to guess, it's Social engineering. Oh yeah, you can see here. Again, I don't research or prep for the shows, so I have to figure it out on the fly with you guys. It says that the investigation could not confirm initial infection vector. They suspect social engineering, malicious downloads, or email, which is 100% right. Like, definitely. If you don't know initial infection, start with phishing emails, social engineering. Like, it's like overwhelmingly most likely. You can get elite level next 0-day hacks, but chances are it's either phishing or, very popular right now, using legitimate credentials because your infrastructure doesn't require MFA because, I don't know, your program manager's been living under a rock, and crappy passwords. So sometimes a criminal doesn't hack in, they log in. Oh my God, get the t-shirts made.
Ukrainian heads to U.S. prison for aiding North Korean fraud. Ukrainian national Oleksandr Didenko was sentenced to 5 years in U.S. prison for selling stolen U.S. identities to North Korean IT workers and helping operate laptop farms that let them secure remote jobs at U.S. companies. Through the Upworksell.com domain, Didenko managed 871 proxy identities and facilitated payments and access to the U.S. financial system, letting overseas workers earn hundreds of thousands of dollars from about 40 U.S. firms. He pleaded guilty to wire fraud conspiracy and aggravated identity theft, agreed to forfeit more than $1.4 million, and was ordered to pay restitution after being extradited from Poland.
All right, so two things here. One, I don't know why these people do that. Dude, if you're committing crime, if you've decided you're going to make your money committing crime, why would you ever go to a country that has extradition agreements with the country that you're committing crime in? I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not a criminal. I don't commit crime, right? Anymore. But I'm a dope, and I know not to go to a country that's going to extradite me. When you make the decision to commit crime, you're also making the decision that you're not going to travel to these places anymore. So anyways, this guy also, hey, shout out to this guy.
Regulators, mount up.
Dude, shout out to this guy. Now that I run my own business, I'm always thinking business opportunities. This guy saw a business opportunity. North Koreans are trying to do IT worker fraud, right? Deep fakes, North Korea, all this stuff. This guy's like, oh, hey, here's an opportunity. I'll be the belly button. I'll be the liaison between all of the victim organizations, and I'll get stolen U.S. identities, and I'll just be I'll be the interface for North Korea. Hey, North Korea, you guys want some IT jobs? I'm your man. Come on down. Basically compartmentalizing the step between North Koreans wanting an IT job and North Koreans having an IT job. This guy saw a business and made a ton of money off it. Now, of course, he's going to spend some time in jail. He had to forfeit $1.5 million or whatever. As I said on yesterday's daily cyber threat brief, if someone fined me $1.5 million right now, I'd be very much in debt. So, I don't know what's up with this. Also, I want to point out, because I feel like, I don't know, when I was a child, I saw things as very black and white, right? Very much like 1950s comic book superheroes, right? Where it was very clear that Superman was good and Lex Luthor was bad, right? There was no gray area. You didn't have a Thanos. You didn't have a Bane, oh, Batman, right? You didn't have these kind of gray, morally just kind of criminal things, anti-hero, Batman, anti-hero. You're rooting for him, but he's beating the crap out of someone because he's determined, judge, jury, executioner. Okay. Ukraine is definitely getting the crap smacked out of them, right? And they unfortunately, they've been invaded by Russia 4 years ago. They've been dealing with, military conflict on their own soil. That doesn't make all Ukrainians not you can't this guy's committing crime and defrauding US businesses and stuff. So anyways, we'll see what happens to this guy. I mean, it sounds like they have him dead to rights. 29 years old. You know, he was running this website, which was like his basically home base. He was sentenced to 5 years in order to pay $46,000 in restitution. Okay. I don't know, guys. Sometimes you got to ask yourself the question, if you were young, right? If you were 22, 25, would you do 5 years of prison if when you got out, you had like $4 million sitting in like some type of Swiss bank account, or Justin Gold is holding your Bitcoin from all this crime? You know, again, I'm not promoting crime. Don't do it.
Air Cote d'Ivoire confirms cyber attack. The airline Air Cote d'Ivoire confirmed it was hit by a cyber attack on February 8th after the INC ransomware gang claimed it stole 208 gigabytes of data and demanded payment by February 24th. The airline said parts of its information systems were affected and that it notified French and Ivorian authorities while investigators assessed the scope of the breach. Flights continue to operate normally. The INC gang has previously targeted government entities and U.S. municipalities. We see third-party breaches in the news all the time.
All right. Air Cote d'Ivoire. I mean, if there was ever an indicator that like this country was colonized by France during like the great colonization of the 1700s, this would be an indicator. All right, so airline out of West Africa got hit with a cyber attack. We've seen a lot of airlines, interestingly, compromised or impacted by cybersecurity attacks, even not directly. Sometimes it's third party, like the CrowdStroke attack. I mean, that wasn't an attack. That was like a misconfigured patch that wasn't tested. But like, it just, I don't know if it's just in the news more often, but I feel like of all the transportation industries, airline or air travel gets punched quite a bit. Let's see. They have 14. I mean, whatever. Who the Inc. ransomware gang. Okay. So the Inc. ransomware gang has threatened the company to pay an undisclosed ransom. Here's my thing. Are they like down? Okay, so it did affect part of their information system. So Inc. ransomware looks like they stole 208 gigs of data, but also impacted some of the IT operations. With things like this, guys, the plane itself, unless there's something next level, the plane itself is safe. It's not like they're controlling the plane like it's a, Microsoft flight simulator. Just like Colonial Pipeline, like the oil was flowing down the pipeline. It wasn't, the OT was not impacted. It's just the ability to deliver service. Like who's getting on this plane? Who's getting off the plane? How much food do we put on the plane? How much gas do we put in the plane? Where is it flying? Like all of those things. Did someone pay for their ticket? So definitely sucks, but it is what it is. And I hate to say that so flippantly, but like, it's 2026. Everybody's getting hit. Just as a quick side bonus, Tidbits Tuesday, because it occurred to me, my Tidbits Tuesday was how much I love shopping at Costco. I did want to tell everyone, we had a funny thing because it said Air de Cote d'Ivoire as the airline company. There were croissants last night at Costco, and my family had an entire conversation. I'm like, oh, should we get croissants? And Mrs. was like, it's pronounced croissant or croissant. Like Nadine pronounced it correctly, croissant. And I can't say it. First of all, I can't even say it correctly. Second of all, I say croissant because I grew up in New England where I'm like, I'm at like Dunkin' Donuts being like, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant. Right? Simple, right? But my son said, hey, what are you guys talking about? And I said, we're saying how to correctly pronounce croissant. And he's like, how do you do it? And I'm like, ho ho. Ha ha. Anyways, croissant's a funny word. All right.
Odds are most of those companies.
If you can't, it's hard to imagine, guys. This was a fastest hour of cybersecurity and continues to be the fastest hour of cybersecurity. This was your Daily Cyber Threat Podcast. If you enjoyed it, breaking down the stories, giving you all the hot news of the day, come on back tomorrow. I want to remind everybody, I'm very excited about this. Do not sleep on this. Today, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a Simply Cyber skill stream. Now, if you didn't know, this is a brand new service that I've installed for 2026. We did the first one in January. Remember, Mike Miller and I did a personal branding workshop. This is Tim Papa talking about emotions in ransomware negotiations and how to hack the hacker. This is going to be a dynamite session. It's 1 hour, absolutely free. The whole point behind Simply Cyber skill streams is that you show up for an hour and you leave with a new skill. Very simple. Remember, go to simplycyber.io/schedule, simplycyber.io/schedule in order to see the upcoming ones. But what I want to call your attention to is this one right here. You can click on it and get a calendar note on your calendar so you don't miss this live stream. Come on down, support the channel, help yourself out, get a skill, bring a friend. Don't go anywhere because Eric Taylor is the Tuesday Jawjacking host, and he's going to be answering all your questions. So get your questions queued up, whatever they are. Cryptic Roses, it will be recorded and available on replay. But if you show up live, you can ask Tim questions in clarity. All right, guys, I'm going to go teach the youth. I leave you in the capable hands of Eric Taylor. Until 1 o'clock today, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Would help if I unmuted myself. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Thank you so much for tuning in for Jawjacking. Question: Do y'all hear this? Let me know in chat if you hear the music. Awesome, thank you, Jerry. Got some royal-free Spotify. Again, really advancing it. Try to get things dialed in and stuff like that. Hopefully the chat is much readable this time. But if you're new, just like Cryptic Roses just did put into chat, put in there Q colon. Oh, that's a little loud and even in my ear. Sorry about that. But put Q colon in there and ask your question so that way I can easily find your question and answer it. So with that, we are going to open up the chat here and let me find that. All right, here we go. Cryptic Roses asked, I've managed to get myself into a London expo. That's pretty cool. I've been told the best people to talk to are not the venue, but the fellow visitors. Any tips and tricks? I've been told the best people to talk to are not the venue, but the fellow visitors. So in most expos and most conventions, there's two sides of it. You have the business development side, and those are the people that you'll see walking around, but you never see them in any of these sessions that we're conducting business. We're talking business, things of that nature. And you have those that are going to the actual sessions of the conference or the expo. So there's two sides of it. I would say be in both of them. Find out, what sessions you want to attend. Like let's just say hypothetically, it's a one-day event, and there's 20 sessions, but these 3 I really want to attend. So lock those into your calendar. If there is a way to start doing social media posts ahead of time, say, hey, I'm going to be here. If you'd like to meet up, let's do that. And maybe look at the sponsors, things of that nature, and schedule meetings around the sessions that you're going to be attending. So that way you see both sides. You do business development. You're able to advance your career, learn from other people, things of that nature, and you're attending these sessions that you are most interested in while you're there. And the other ones you're just like, I'm not really interested in those sessions. Book some meetings. That's how we work it. That's how I work it for most of the part. So hopefully that's a benefit to you. Brown Cote, barricade. Ooh, let's see. I think I have a spoiler, or maybe back away the earphones. I think I have it turned down, but if you're hearing this, then you should be able to hear this. Hopefully that worked. Hopefully I got the dolphin going. Teaching an old dog new tricks over here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see. What else do we got going on? Got another question here. Let me find it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. From Punslinger1. What roles in cybersecurity or IT in general is it most likely to be a remote or mostly remote position? Okay. I really think it's not the role does, like, you can't really be, well, hold on, let me take a step back. This is a very tricky, complicated question to answer and unwrap, okay? First things first, if you're going to be a remote, and let's just say hypothetically you're going to be a system administrator or a help desk and or network technician or network admin, things of that nature, right? Are there technical people on premise that will help you facilitate, like, hey, I need to get remote access to Carl's PC. Who do I have as a local resource to piggyback off of and say, hey, can you go make sure that computer's on, that it's connected to the network, things of that nature, that be able to find an IP address, things to help you, because you're not going to be on site. You're going to be in a remote facility. So that is one side of it. The other side is remote work is not designed for everybody, right? I even fall victim to it myself, where you'll start doom scrolling and it's 3 hours later. It's kind of hard to doom scroll in the office unless you're in your own office room and nobody's coming in and bothering you. But it really depends on the individual as well. Can they be functional in a remote setting and be able to keep and make sure that they are actually able to facilitate the tasks that are handed to them in a reasonable manner? So again, it really is a two-sided situation. So let's see, what's everybody talking about? Because I don't see any other questions coming in. Oh, got one in here from Angela Wolverton. Pleasure to meet you. I don't think I've seen your name come across before. Playing with Splunk bots and would like to write ingestion or investigation reports. Any suggestions where to find some to read? I will find a template, but would be like to. Okay, so I'm not supposed to do this, but I will for this group. So I'm really not supposed to do this, but we'll do this. Let me pull up. There was some stuff that came out the other day. Let me find. Okay, so Venom ransomware group. They released and I'll put it here in chat. They released a full source code of everything. In fact, let me hide the chat because that is okay. I'm actually learning OBS. Look at me. But they released a full chat. So what this basically does is it weaponizes certain aspects for BYOD driver loading and getting past the UAC, and it's the next version of an EDR killer. So Tammy over there at Ransomware Live, I'm in the Ransomware ISAC group. We share a lot of intel and stuff like that. Well, this is a report. So I went down a rabbit hole after Tammy from over there sent that to the group. And it's got to go through the marketing fluff. Let's see if I can blow this up for everybody to read. Now, again, this is not the prettiest thing. Again, this is completely technical. It's on a markdown file. But, I put classifications, the date, the version, which is kind of whatever. Had to go through and sanitize a lot of my stuff. Couldn't really say which EDR tool that I used, but if you've been around in the channel and watching the streams for a while, you know what EDR tool we use. But I just don't want to create some public shame or anything like that. But I go through the entire attack phase. I go through the minor attack stuff. I really just break it all the way the freak down. Like, it's unreal, right? Gave my executive summary, my key findings, what it is, go through the whole mentality of everything. And then marketing's going to go through it. I think this thing is going to be released with Ransomware ISC or ISAC later today. I just dropped this over with all the images. So you'll see what this looks like once it gets the marketing fluff. But again, I just went through and I just freaking just did mind dumps after mind dumps after mind dumps, and just spent like 6 hours just any which way that I could do, this deep dive analysis, and just dumped and dumped and dumped and dumped. And then I put in my other folder what it looks like for the images and all that. So the marketing's going to, I put in there image tags and stuff like that because this is literally a markdown file. Kind of like what Notion. I think I'm actually probably going to move over to Notion. But anyway, I digress. But hopefully that's beneficial to you. Again, I think it's going to come out in the next day or two. If you're not following the Ransom-ISAC group over on LinkedIn, definitely go look them up, follow them. Like I said, I know Ellis and a couple of the other folks over there are taking my mind up and my images, plus Kim. I just gave it to her, marketing manager over here at Barricade, and she's going to be doing stuff. So you'll see from both sides here soon, kind of like how it gets the polish and kind of go from there. All right. Again, hopefully that was beneficial. Hopefully that'll answer your question. Let me know if I didn't. Let's see. Looks like we have a couple more. And let me know in the chat, is the music too loud? It sounds a little loud in my ear, but I know OBS and the volumes and stuff, I got to play with that a little bit. I don't see anybody say anything. Not a question. I was thinking Barricade Cyber Solutions on John Stern's class yesterday. Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. Definitely do appreciate that. I think I've got all the... Yep. No, it's not loud. Okay, perfect. So what's new with everybody? Definitely a light conversation. I am really digging this Spotify music-free channel. This is really... I like this a lot better than the Restream, to be honest with you. In fact, let me... In Spotify, well, because we don't have any questions, let me see real quick. Can I... share, I think. Yeah, copy and link to playlist. Yep, so here we go. All right, so that is the Spotify playlist. It's literally called Chill Royalty Free Music. And Spotify's pretty good about finding royalty-free stuff that we can be able to play. But I'm really digging this playlist. I think we'll have to do this a little bit more often. And y'all seem to be liking in chat, so very cool. All right, we got another one here. What's up, Taiwan Gong? Have you ever had a bad evaluation? And if so, how did you recover? Oh my gosh, Taiwan Gong, I can go on a soapbox on this one, dude. So all of my life, that's all I've had is I am the worst freaking employee ever. I really, really am. Being a business owner is literally the longest job I've ever had. I'm definitely one of those people. I do not play well with others. I just really don't. I mean, I think now that I'm older, I'm starting to get closer to 50. I've calmed down. Sorry if y'all hear it. I'm starting to fight this head cold or whatever that's going around. So if y'all hear me sniffling or whatever, I'm so sorry. Try to make sure I mute myself, but it's not really working, I know. All right, but yeah, I've been the worst employee ever. Every job I've ever had. So, what I would say when I evaluate my team and critique them, it's one thing to say, yeah, I'm going to do better, or I see that. As a business owner, when I know my team understands the criticism that I've given them, they come back in a couple weeks or a month or whatever a time frame that they've chosen that makes sense to them, and ask, hey, about that last topic, I just want to check in real quick. How am I doing? Are you seeing improvement? What other areas can I improve to make sure I'm hitting your target? Team members, aka employees, I call them team members here, but those who actually have a vested interest in their career, in their longevity, will come back and say these things. They will show an interest. They just won't take the criticism and then walk over here. You don't really ever hear anything. So it's like, did they really understand, or did they just kind of like, whatever, and just sweep it under the rug? So I would say, if you've gotten a bad evaluation, take the criticism, say thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. I'm not going to grow unless I get that feedback from you. Take notes of it. If they didn't give you improvement steps, I'm not talking about a PIP, a performance improvement plan. We're not talking about all that garbage. But if you didn't have action items to improve yourself, go back to them. Say, hey, maybe I misunderstood, or maybe I just didn't write everything down, but I feel like I may be missing our action items, so I can make sure I am improving to be more in line of what you're looking at. Can we revisit that again? If you don't have it. So hopefully that helps you, Taiwan Gong. Yes, Dream Logic, I am almost 50. From find the true to going to any cons in the near future. No, I am not. I think my backside is going to be glued in this chair for quite some time. The rest of the team, Lisa and them, will be definitely going to some of the conferences. So we'll be kind of going through all that, but I don't know which conference I will be going to next. I got many webinars I got to put together. I've got freaking tech analysis. I'm covered deep. All right, Gary 537, new to cybersecurity, been in IT for 15 years. Congratulations, man. New role. I'm in charge of our EDR and SIM. What are some things one should do daily for those? I'm going to make an assumption here, Gary, that you may be novice or entry level-ish in the EDR and the SIM. I would make sure that you're reading up and watching training videos every day. Spending 1 or 2 hours on that and searching Reddit for those platforms. See what other people are saying. A lot of times you'll see, especially Reddit, that people are sharing queries, they're sharing TTPs, they're sharing this, they're sharing that, and it will help advance you. So knowing how other people are thinking, how to apply it in your specific situation, and kind of go from there. Hopefully that helps you. I thought I seen another question. And I cannot get over how good this royal free music. I'm vibing over here. That's what the kids say, right? Vibing? Yeah. I mean, I am literally enjoying this music. This is pretty cool. I'm probably going to play this all freaking day now. Nothing's happened with Kimberly. Dream Logic, she's very much in Barricade. Like, her full-time job is Barricade Cyber, being the marketing director, marketing manager, whatever her title is. Like, I just dumped some more stuff over to her this morning. I know she does some freelance stuff, and I know she works with Jerry and some other folks, and it's whatever, right? But yeah, I don't think Kimberly's going anywhere. I'm very much ingrained with her, so she's not, as far as I know, she ain't going anywhere. At least not as much as I can help it. James McQuiggan, do you still need help with lighting? Yes, I do. I've been covered up so much, James. You're on my radar to get a conversation with. But yes, it is on my radar. I have not forgot about you. Question from Dev CS2. Thank y'all so much for bringing in the questions. Definitely keep them coming. Any advice for an InfoSec compliance interview? That's a good one. I guess, to be honest with you, I don't play in that role so much. I mean, I do a little bit. However, I guess, if you're going into this, you're going to want to know what frameworks are they currently adhering to? Are there any frameworks that they are aspiring to meet in the next year, 3 years, 5 years? What have there been roadblocks? What issues have they been having with their current compliancy? I think those would be great opening questions. So again, just a recap. What framework are they currently adhering to? Have there been problems, roadblocks, whatever, that have been hindering them from getting to that compliancy? And what frameworks are they looking at to get into within the next 1, 3, 5 years? And that really help you understand, where they're going long term. Love it, love it. Thank you so much for that question from Regong Host. Sorry if I'm butchering. Regong Host. Sorry. Well, go back here. Recently was shifted to physical risk intelligence from CTI. What advice would you give to get back into cyber? To be honest with you, physical risk intelligence, I mean, I could be completely out here in left field. Completely. We'll drop this, right? I'm completely way out here and left field, right? But I think that is all around, like, pen testing, right? physical access cards and things of that nature, that's definitely not something, and maybe even camera systems, CCTV. So I'm not familiar with that per se, but that's not really, now that I thought for a second, that's not really your question, is any advice you would get back into cyber. Kind of like what we mentioned before is, hopefully you're still in the same org. And I may need to step away a moment and go blow my nose. But if you're still in the same org, then you can, ask them like, hey, why did I get pulled off of it? Maybe, you're doing good at your job, but they really need you over here for another 3-6 months or something like that, right? So, I would definitely have conversations to find out why you got pulled out of there. And again, like I've made the other recommendations in here in this Jawjacking, find out what do you need to do to get back there and follow up. Don't just say great for the information and walk away and never talk to the boss again. Follow up. Communication. I know we're all introverts. So am I. Like, this is kind of why I have business development people, because I'm like, how about the Braves? And then I have no idea what to talk to you about. Right? I'm just not a small talk type of person. I'm just not. I'm one of those type of people, if we have something to talk about, let's talk about it. But to go up and say hi and I just really, really suck at it. But yeah, I would try to find out. And if that doesn't answer your question, please let me know. I know we're getting toward the bottom of the hour, so we will have to cut this off in a moment. But if I can be able to squeeze a follow-up in there, if I'm not hitting your question exactly, then please let me know. All right. Maybe for the last one, Cryptic Roses. Firstly, thanks for the CV review. Okay. That's the best way to volunteer for, what's the best way to volunteer for a bid? Plan to go to the Leeds one, putting it out there in case y'all didn't see it earlier. Most of the time, Cryptic Roses, most places are going to take volunteers. So I'd say just go out there and ask. Again, I guess that may go back to the introvert in all of us a little bit, but we kind of just need to get out there and ask, unfortunately. All right, I do believe we have gone through all the questions. Is there any last one? Let's see, I did answer that real quick. I just want to make sure, because there's one here. I want to answer it real quick. Okay, I don't see any. Apologies to you if I did miss your question. Definitely come back next week. I will try to be here on Friday, but work is kind of hectic right now. But we'll kind of go from there. Again, thank y'all so much for the questions. I do greatly appreciate it. One more time, since we've actually got this working, I'm pretty happy. All right, I just did a little snippet there. Don't want to make sure Jerry doesn't drive off into a ditch or whatever like that. Just kidding, Jerry. But anyway, thank y'all so much. I do greatly appreciate it. I feel like this is a well-produced Jawjacking session. Got the graphics going, got everything working, chat showing, sound is going, music is vibing. I'm digging it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go blow my nose. Thank y'all for hanging out. I do greatly appreciate it. Until next time, stay curious, my friends.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.